Look.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going over loadouts. Okay, so to start off loadouts, we're going to talk about perks. So, sorting out perks, we need to know what's the difference between teachable perks and teachable perks. Non-teachable perks are such as the ones you can see on screen. You've got Dark Sense, Deja Vu, Hope, Kindred, Lightweight, and No One Left Behind. There will be some more in a second. These are perks that are accessible by any character right from the start of the game without having to level up any other characters to level 30 or 40. Okay? Also, as you can see on screen, the other non-teachable perks are Plunderous Instinct, Premonition, Resilience, Slippery Meat, Small Game, Spine Chill, and This Is Not Happening and Will Make It. Moving on to teachable perks, I have a picture up here. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but each one has a picture of the character, what 3 teachable perks they have, and the little number next to them is what level you need to get your character to in order for you to achieve that perk to appear in any other character's blood web. Okay, teachable perks, you have to get your characters up to level 40 to have them accessed, or 30, 35 and 40 to have them in other characters' blood webs. Okay, non-teachable perks can appear in any blood web right from the start. Okay, so moving on to items. Items are things that you can take into or acquire in-game from chests. Okay, you can also get them in your blood webs as well. Now, what they do, each individual thing does different things, okay? So you've got toolboxes, you've got medkits, you've got keys, you've got maps, you've got firecrackers, and they all do individual things. Now, you've got, like, the flashlights or the torches, they have things like intensity bulbs and batteries. The maps have things that make you not lose them or make the killer visible to you, or at cost of the map itself, like the durability of the item. Each item has durability. Firecrackers are a one-time use thing. Keys can open things like the hatch and stuff to help you escape, but at the cost of the key or items. It's add-ons and stuff like that that you can use for that as well. And toolboxes have things like added charges and added durability, increased sabotage speed or repair speed. Medkits have things like this septic agent, which is an item whereby it uses as an insta-heal function. So if you're in chase, what you can do is you can run away from the killer, drop a pallet on them, go to heal yourself with a medkit and press spacebar, and it will automatically heal you 1 health state. And there's a pink syringe that does the same thing for medkits as well. They are handy. Moving on to offerings then. So we've got things like offerings for different maps or secrets where you can have all the survivors start together, or you can start with one person, or you start as far away from the killer as possible, or you've got other offerings whereby you can increase blood points in certain categories or all categories, and some are personal, which only count for you, or some, like the Bloody Party streamers, they can be used and everyone benefits from it in game, including the killer. Okay, so on to loadouts then. We're going through 3 different perk builds that I've got set up for you. We've got the first one, which is the awareness build, which is what you've just seen on screen. They are self-care, Balanced Landing, Empathy, and Dark Sense. Now, self-care is pretty self-explanatory. If you get hit and you get away, or you are injured in any way, and you are safe, you can stand there and you can heal yourself without being reliant on your teammates. Balanced Landing, this is your escape perk, okay? So when you're being chased, you want to get into a building and get to the high point, and then jump out of a window, or you want to run and jump off like a rock, you get mound forms. You can run and jump off of them. It doesn't work through vaulting windows, so bear that in mind. All right. And then you've also got empathy. That what this does is if a teammate is injured by the killer, you will be shown a yellow outline of that individual, right? And that means that you will have a rough idea as to where the killer is, because if the killer's in chase of that person that they've just struck, then you know that the killer is relatively where that person is, and then you can avoid where that person is to avoid being detected by the killer. All right. Also, it's a good way of telling if someone's on the hook. It's a good way of seeing if the killer's on one of your other teammates in order for you to go and hook save your friend in safety. Then finally, to top it off, we've got Dark Sense. Now, Dark Sense is a very unique perk in this way. What it does is when you complete a generator, it will show you the killer's location for around 5 to 6 seconds. I think it's 5. And what it does is it highlights the killer in pink, right? It works across the entire map, and you'll be able to know exactly where that killer is and what way they're walking and what way they're facing for those 5 seconds. And then you can determine as to whether or not you want to be going around that way or not. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to leave a little bit of this gameplay going, and then we'll move on to build number 2.
Good scan, good scan, good scan.
Okay, so build number 2 and game number 2. So build number 2 is a little bit special, and that is because I've deliberately set up a perk build that doesn't include any teachable perks. This build can be used by absolutely anyone right from the start of the game, as long as they have got the perks within their blood web. Okay, so the perks that I've placed are Will Make It, which is the little icon with the guy with the hook in his hand. This gives you increased healing when you pull someone off of a hook. And we've also got Small Game, which is the pair of legs over the trap. This gives off a little audio cue and goes on cooldown for a short duration when it is in radius of a totem or a trap, which you'll see around about now. Okay, and next we have Kindred. Kindred is what it does is it makes all the survivors and the killer visible to all the survivors and yourself when you are hooked by the killer. This is really good because it means that people can come and hook save you safely without having to worry about accidentally farming you or anything like that. Okay, so next, lastly, we also have Lightweight. This means that as I'm running away from the killer or as I'm running around, the scratch marks that I leave will wear out faster. This basically means that it's harder for the killer to track me. Okay, so I'm going to let this gameplay play out for a little bit longer, and I will then show you perk build number 3.
I think I might notice that. You got pinned. Get me up and let's move. Yeah, he's fucking following me. Oh no, he's left me. Oh. I'm on one. very nearly done. 3, 2, 1. Put it down, put it down. Quick! Yes, thank you. That was my other survivor day, Lucy.
Okay, so the third build I have for you guys is what I like to call my stealth build. Alright, so we're running urban evasion. This means that we can crouch, and while we're crouched we can walk around at normal walking speed while crouched. This means that we're not leaving any trace whatsoever of where we are for the killer to track us. So we're literally going to hide behind absolutely anything to avoid the killer. Next up, we've got Technician. Now, we're using Technician, which is a perk by Feng Ming. Now, what this does is if you miss a skill check, if you're new to the game and you're just practicing these skill checks, this is a good perk to have, because if you miss a skill check, there is a % chance that it will not alert the killer. Now, if you generally miss a skill check, then you generally alert the killer to where you are and what gen you're on, so it's advisable to move. But if you're running Technician and it procs, then you don't have that issue. Next up, we've got self-care. Self-care is self-explanatory. It was in the first build, sorry, and hopefully you already know how to use this one. Next up, and lastly, we have Iron Will. Iron Will is a Jake perk, okay? Now, how Iron Will works is when you're injured by the killer, when you're running around, if you stop dead still in a hiding spot, you will not make any noise whatsoever. No injured noise at all. So, the killer's audio feed will not give away where you are. So, what we're going to do is we are going to jump into game. I will obviously cut it down and edit it a bit. And hopefully you enjoyed the last little bit of gameplay. I'll maybe put a bit of music there as well. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope this video has helped you a lot. If it has, please comment below. Let me know if it's helped you, if you learned anything. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more of my Survivor 101 series. And until next time, guys, I will say bye, happy gaming, and stay safe in the fog.
Hill right next to the generator, and then suddenly the other two were up there with me, so I legged it when I blew the generator and she came and got him, so they were still together. That's my first. Damn it, because that's the direction I was heading in. Tunnel march. Yep. About to hit stage 2. That's why do I always get the ones that run around me camping? Please, please, for the love of God, get here before I hit stage 2. Oh! You hit that bullet. I like that. Next on a gen. Isn't that the hatch there, Kyle? Come back. Come back through those trees when you're through the trees. Thank you, Krish.